Welcome, welcome. Let me, so I can see the comment. Welcome, guys. I'll just give 30 seconds to 1 minute so the time for more people to join. Okay, I can see a comment now. Welcome, guys. Yep. Okay. So we are about to start and we're going to start right away. So, welcome everyone once again to another episode of Unfiltered Finances. We are so glad you're here. We are so glad as you keep coming in to join us. Thank you so much again. So, for those who have been with us, you know we have been on an incredible journey with our guests. In our last two episodes, we listened to Dr. Donald's powerful testimony on moving to the US as an immigrant and from his first culture shock to building a strong financial foundation. It has been an amazing journey for him, and we are so I'm happy to have witnessed that. So, and then on the second episode, we explore smart money moves for immigrants, from building credit to saving and paying off debt intentionally. So, if you have missed those, seriously go back and watch them. They are packed with wisdom and practical advices. So, you might be wondering, does the Bible even talk about insurance, which is the topic of today? So, while the word insurance is not explicitly found in the scriptures, the principles about prudence, stewardship, planning for the future, and providing for your household, those topics are all over the place in the Bible. Proverbs 27, verse 12 tells us that the prudent see danger and takes refuge, but the simple keeps going and suffer from it. Here's wisdom in this verse. And also, First Timothy 5, verse 8 reminds us that anyone who does not provide for their relative, and especially for their own household, has denied the faith. And worse, he is worse than an unbeliever. So, as we discuss insurance tonight, let's keep this biblical principle or truth in mind as tool for wise stewardship. So, before we dive in, a quick call to action for everyone watching right now. So, I've created a Faith and Finance Alignment Scorecard to help you assess how aligned your money is with your faith. So just go in the description box or on the comment. I'll pin that to take the scorecard. It's a survey and you get your result right away. So now, Dr. Donna, thank you again for joining me tonight talking about insurances. For those who are new, Dr. Donald is my longtime friend. We are talking like more than almost 20 years of friendship, and we have enjoyed it. So, Dr. Donald is also a passionate personal finance coach, and he's an expert in the field of drug discovery. He's a researcher. And yeah, he really enjoy talking about personal finance. And I really recommend you, if you need another perspective about your finances, I'm open to hook you up with him so you can talk about it. And I promise you, you will not be deceived. So today we are getting into the nitty gritty of health, car, and life insurance. These are big topics today, and I know you all have a lot in your mind, and you're probably looking to know more about and answers to your questions. So welcome again, Dr. Donald. So do you have any opening words to say before we move forward?
Thank you very much for having me. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, always glad to be here. So I hope you are doing great.
I'm well. I'm doing fine. Everything is good.
Good, good, awesome. Just coming back from vacation, I had a great time. So I think I have a lot of energy and let's go for another round.
Yes. Okay, yeah, let me jump off of what you just said. Vacation time. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw some pictures, I saw some feedback from your vacation, and you and your family really had a good time. So tell me, what is your how did you prepare about vacation? How did you save for vacation? How did you make it happen to
Oh yeah.
have this amazing vacation I saw?
No, absolutely. We really had a great time. So at the beginning of the year, when we were planning the year, we knew we wanted to go uh, on a vacation around June during the summer. So in February, we just started a sinking fund that we label vacation sinking fund, and every month
Mm.
we were actually transferring a portion of our budget to that sinking fund so that we can be ready by the time of the vacation. So it was well planned in advance, and yeah, it was really great. I think I definitely need another one.
We all need another one
I
anytime
also saw
soon.
you. Yeah, I also saw you on vacation. So how was it?
Yes, we went for just a weekend. It was amazing. It was short, but it was amazing. And of
Mm,
course, we,
mm,
we prepared for it. So we
mm.
always have the fun for vacation. We just pull into it. It was short, but hopefully we'll get a longer and more exciting one,
Yeah,
like the one you had.
I actually have to plan one big one together, so so that we can
Yes,
go and yeah,
I
and have
know.
plenty of fun.
Probably next year. Mhm.
Sure, for sure.
Okay. Okay. Without further ado, because we plan to not go that long today,
Mm.
let's start with the first question.
I
The
hope people
main
in the
topic.
chat can hear us okay.
Yes, I know. Yeah, let us know. Let us know, please, if you can hear us. If you can hear us in the chart properly, if we need to adjust one or two things, you can let us know in the chat where you're watching from, or anything, a fun fact about you. Okay. Yes. So as they do that, yeah, let's dive into the topic of today, insurance. So can you elaborate a little bit what an insurance is and how does it work?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question, actually. So, to simply define insurance, I would say insurance is a way to protect yourself against big financial losses. And you do
Mhm.
that by transferring the responsibility to a company by paying them a monthly premium so that when
Mhm.
the event occur, they can take full responsibility of the loss. And the loss can be due to an illness. Then we will talk about health insurance, disability insurance. It can be a car accident, so we will talk about car insurance. It can be a death, and we will talk about life insurance. So this is basically what insurance is.
Oh wow, yeah, that's straight to the point, easy to understand. So let's move on to the next question. So why is it so important to have insurance, especially here in America, for immigrant, for new family, new babies? I mean, having a new member of the family.
Yeah, no,
Why is it
absolutely.
so important? And then, sorry,
Yeah.
before that, in Cameroon, were you covered by any type of insurance?
Nope. I think in Cameroon, back home, the only insurance I had was car insurance to make sure the police doesn't catch me. So we were just getting insurance to make sure we are following the rule, but it was never to protect anything. It was just to comply with the regulation. And I think I even had one car incident back home. The insurance never show up by my side to try to help. So I think is definitely two different contexts. Insurance back home is not something that is well known. People are not even taking. Health insurance is not a topic at all. But here in the US, now to answer your second question, everyone want to build wealth. Everyone want to have a lot of money, but insurance is one of the biggest move that you have to do to make sure that you are actually financially ready to do whatever you want. Because most of the time people focus on the attack. How can I make more money? How can I invest? How can I increase my income? But we usually forget about the defense, and insurance is here to play the defense. Why is it so important? Because you can lose everything in a single day. So you can increase your income, you can increase your asset, you can invest very well, but because you don't have incident, in one day you can lose everything. So insurance is part of building wealth because it gives you a strong defense as you move on your financial journey.
Oh wow. Yes, that's good. By defense is a protection, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think you just said it. My question was what role does insurance play in building a strong financial foundation? I think you and then how do I know which insurance is good for me depending on the season I'm in? Single, family, immigrant. How do I know which one
Yeah.
is good? Or do I need all of them?
Yeah, no, that's such a great question because the other thing is when you move to North America or specifically to the US, we are talking about insurance being a good thing, but we also have a lot of insurance, and people should be aware of the kind of insurance they need, and most importantly, what they don't need, because this is a big
Mm-hmm.
business. So if you just fall off and you say, oh, I'm worried, I'm afraid, I need insurance, I was told I need insurance, they will sell you every kind of insurance, like even glass insurance to protect your glass at home. So there are a lot of stuff like this that you don't know, that you don't need. And especially depending of the season of your life, there are insurances that are really important for you to have. So I will first start with health insurance. So, health
Yes.
insurance is one of the most important and critical insurance that you need. For some people, even when you are applying for a visa, you have to show
Mm-hmm.
proof of health insurance. If you don't have
Mm-hmm.
enough coverage, they don't give you the visa, because insurance and health in general is very expensive here in the US. So you really need health insurance so that you can be covered in case you have any issue. We also have car insurance or auto insurance. This is also
Mm-hmm.
an important insurance that you have, that you need if you are actually operating a car, because anything can happen, an accident can happen, and if you are not covered, you will be in a big financial mess because you will have to pay for all the costs of the damage that you cause. And people might say, I'm a good driver, I don't need an insurance, but you don't drive alone on the road, right? You can be a good driver and someone else is not, and hit you, and you get involved in an accident where you lose your car, you are injured, you cannot go to work anymore because of your injury. So you really need also car insurance to protect yourself. The other insurance I would say is important is home or rental insurance, depending of if you own a home or if you rent. You need those insurance to actually cover whatever you have in your house, because an incident can happen, a fire can happen. So you need those insurance to actually cover any loss that you can incur. And those are also in many apartment complexes, they will force you to get an insurance, right? So this is
Yeah.
also something really important, that someone moving from Africa to the US, I want to say those are the main three insurances that if you have to pick, those are the three main you must have for the beginning. Now, other
Mm-hmm.
insurances that are important as you build wealth, we have what we call um, long-term disability insurance. This simply
Mm-hmm.
means if you become disabled for whatever reason, you're no longer able to go to work and earn an income to take care of yourself and your family, that insurance will kick in and take care, and they can replace your salary up to 70 to 70 60,
Yeah.
sorry, to 70% of your income. So this is also
Mm-hmm.
something really important to have. We have long-term care insurance. As we get older, we are more prone to health issue, right? Now, maybe
Yes.
you almost never go to the hospital because you're still young, you're still strong, you're lucky, you're healthy. But as you get
Exactly.
older, you will have, more health issue. So this is usually recommended if you have 60 plus years to get a long-term care insurance that will take
Mm-hmm.
care of you when you are actually sick, and you might be sick like regularly and you need that insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, another insurance is ID theft protection. In this country, there are people, their job is to steal your identity. So they wake up
Yes.
in the morning, they try to imagine what is your social security number, what is your phone number, what are your passwords, so they can fake to be you and borrow money using your name or whatever. They can just steal your identity. So this is a big thing in this country. So you really need identity theft protection, because just imagine someone steal your identity and go and mess up with some poor financial decision. Because they are using your identity for that, you are liable for whatever they are doing. With ID
Mm-hmm.
theft protection, you actually protect yourself against those circumstances, and the insurance will pay for whatever the person did with your identity. So this is something really, really important. And I will also talk about a little bit about umbrella insurance. So umbrella insurance,
Yes.
just like umbrella, is something that you take when you are already wealthy. So let's say
Mm-hmm.
you have a net worth of $500,000 and more. It's good
Mm-hmm.
for you to have that umbrella insurance, so that if you are involved in any kind of incident, usually people, they will look at your net worth and they will follow you. So they will sue you and try to take all your money. But if you have that umbrella insurance,
Mm.
it
It
plays
protects that money.
exactly. It protect your
That
asset.
those
It protect
aspects.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a house, they cannot come against your house. If you have properties, they cannot take it. So that umbrella insurance is something I would not recommend someone moving from Africa to the US get an umbrella insurance. No, it's when you already
Yes. But
have.
that was my question. I mean, that was my next question. Like, is there a minimum net worth you have to be able to apply for those type of for this type of insurance? Is there
Actually,
minimum? Is there? Mhm.
it's a business. Even if you want to apply today, they will just, they will just sell it to you, even if you don't need it, right? The truth is that I would suggest when you have at least $500,000, because that insurance is also an amount. Let's say I can decide to take an umbrella insurance of 1 million.
For
Yeah.
yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
so that means if I have any issue, they will cover up to 1 million. Now, just
Mm-hmm.
imagine I just moved from Africa. I'm here. I have nothing. I'm either in the negative because I have car loans, I have credit card. When they will look at me, they will not come for anything because I have nothing, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
either in the negative in my wealth building journey. So they will not attack me for anything. So I don't really need an umbrella insurance because I have nothing to
Yeah.
protect. Yeah. So, and the last one, life insurance. This is something we don't know back home, but life insurance is such an important uh, arm of your financial journey, especially when you have people relying on your income. And this
Yes.
part is something really challenging, especially for many people. I want to say for the Black community, because a lot of people take life insurance as a potential inheritance for their children, and you
Yeah.
know the life insurance world is packed with a lot of type of insurance. I'm sure we will come to that. So you also have to be wise about the type of life insurance that you get. Yeah, so in summary, those are the type of insurances that we have in general, the main one
Mm-hmm.
that I really think you need. And I've started with the three
Mm-hmm.
most important for an immigrant, which is health insurance, home and rental insurance, and car insurance.
Yes. Wow. Excellent. Wow. Now we have a whole picture, not just a big picture of all those the different kind of insurances. Now, for someone who have never had insurance, where does it start? So
Yeah, good.
depending on the insurance, where
Yeah, so I will focus on the three main insurances. So usually
Yes.
when you have a job, they will most of them will provide health insurance, right? And
Hmm.
talking about health insurance, I also want to define some terminologies that were
Okay.
kind of hard for me to grasp when I moved to the US, and no one around me was actually able to answer those questions. You will hear about deductible. What is a deductible? You will hear
Mm.
about copay. What is a copay? Out of pocket maximum. So
Yes.
it was so overwhelming to me, and no one was actually able to answer those questions. So when we talk
Mhm.
about health insurance, what is a deductible? The deductible is actually the amount of money you have to pay before the insurance starts to pay. So you pay your
Yes.
deductible, then they pay the rest. And something that people should know, this apply to health insurance, to car insurance, the higher your deductible, the lower your
Mhm.
monthly payment. So if you can
Payment.
increase, guys, if you are listening to this, go back and look for your car insurance or your health insurance. If you can increase your deductible, you will see that your monthly payment will go down. Why? Because
Yes.
when you increase your deductible, you are actually taking more risks on yourself. And the insurance say, oh, okay. That means, for instance, your deductible can be 500 or 1,000. If I move from
Mhm.
500 to 1,000, I'm actually telling the insurance that, hey, if an incident happen, I will be able to pay 1,000 and you will pay the difference. And the insurance say,
Yes.
okay, this person is taking a lot of risk on himself. So they will lower your monthly premium. The
Mhm.
copay. The copay is a fixed amount that you have to pay before the insurance also pays. And usually it applies when you go for, let's say, doctor visit. You can go to see a specialist, an ophthalmologist, or a gynecologist. You can have a fixed amount that you pay when you go for those visits. And the out of
Yes.
pocket maximum, that's the
Mhm.
maximum amount you can pay within a year before the insurance start to cover 100% of your
Oh,
expenses. So
that's right.
when you take your health insurance, let's say the out of pocket maximum is $3,000. If you have a lot of health issue during that year and you pay $3,000, whatever happened to you after you pay the $3,000, the insurance will fully cover
Oh,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So usually employers will offer health insurance. Car insurance, you
Mhm.
need it if you actually own a car, and you can shop around to see there are a lot of provider for car insurance. You just shop around to see which one offer the lowest rate. And also, something really important in car insurance is the liability section. Usually, people they
Mm.
will take the minimum, but that's the most, like, the cheapest portion of car insurance is liability. So you
Mm.
can actually double. Let's say the liability is your responsibility when an incident occurs. You can
Mhm.
hit someone. The liability portion will replace the car of the person. You can even
Mhm.
have a bad accident and you end up in someone's house, destroy on the house. The liability portion will pay for the house of the person. So it's
Mhm.
important for you to carry a lot of liability. And sometimes people will just have minimum liability, but you can double the liability and just pay $2 more per month. So that's an important portion of auto insurance. And the third one is rental insurance. There are also a lot of providers, so you just call shop to get those insurance. So if you are in a rental property, they usually even sell insurance. So take the insurance. Sometimes it's $10 a month. It's nothing, but if you have an incident, it is worth it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much. This is amazing. This is amazing. So I have I think you've answered a lot of the questions I had on my list. So let's go right into life insurance one. So life insurance feels really uncomfortable to talk about by many people, especially African immigrant, right? But
Yeah.
why is it actually one of the but I mean what I want to say is like it's actually one of the best way to show love to our loved one in case something happened to us. So, what is your take on that? What can you say to someone who is skeptical and say, "Oh, someone say, "Oh, my kids want me to die." That's why. That to get the life insurance. What would you say to such people? How
Yeah,
hopeless.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh,
People
you are
are
now.
usually
That one.
people, people they usually think that by talking about death increases your chance of dying, right? So we will all die no matter what. So this is something that is obvious, right? And I actually want to clarify something. Who need to get
Mm-hmm.
life insurance? Because I hear a lot of people, I coach a lot of people financially. They want to get life insurance for their kids, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
life insurance aim
Yes.
to replace income if you have people relying on you. That means if you are, let's say, the head of a household, you have kids, you have a family, they need your income to live.
Mm-hmm.
So if you die, they will be in trouble, right? You need a life insurance. The role of the life insurance is to replace your income in case you die so that
Mm-hmm.
your family, your kids can be taken off. So this is the best way to even show love to your family by
Mm-hmm.
taking life insurance. Now, there are really important stuff to consider when you want to take life insurance, right? Many people they think that okay, life insurance is the way for me to leave an inheritance to my kids. That's not true.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people are falling into whole life insurance stuff, right? Now, let's say if you die now, I will call that a premature death, right? You really need some time to be able to build your financial journey here in America so that you have a legacy that you can pass on to your kids. So it's
Yes.
important for you to have that protection at least for a period of time. That's why I really love term insurance, and I will go into that very soon.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
people, they take life insurance and they plan to pay life insurance their entire life so that when they die, the kids, the dependent, can have that money. So I
Mm-hmm.
hope now it's clear that your kids, they don't need life insurance. Kids are liability. They are not bringing income, right? They are not bringing, unless you have a kid who is, I don't know, working for a diapers company and is bringing, I don't know, 500,000 a year and is feeding the family, right? That kid is really worth it. You need life insurance for him. But usually kids, people, if you don't have a dependent, if you have no, you don't need life insurance. Now, how do you get life insurance? That's another thing. People get too much life insurance, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to take 10 to 12 times your annual income in life insurance. You might ask yourself, why 10 and 12 times my annual income? Because the stock market has historically returned between 10 to 12%. So
Mm-hmm.
if, for instance, you make 50,000 a year, you need to take between 500 to 600,000 life insurance. The idea
Mm-hmm.
is what? If you pass away, the 600,000 is given to your spouse. Your spouse
Mm-hmm.
should invest that in the stock market, and that
Mm-hmm.
600,000 will generate 60,000 a year for the family to live. So you
Mm-hmm.
need to replace your income, right? Now,
Yes.
let's imagine you make 50,000 a year. You go and buy insurance for 3 million. You will not sleep at night. So
Yes.
while sleeping, you will open your eyes to monitor your wife or your husband because you are worth more dead than alive. You follow me? And this is a mistake
Yes.
that people are making. They take too much life insurance and you become a
Mm-hmm.
target. Even your kids, when they are already aware they have a certain age and they know, okay, daddy has like 3 million in life insurance, you cannot sleep anymore because you have to wash out. So you really need to take the amount you need, which is 10 to 12 times your income. Because the goal here is to replace your income when you no longer there. It's not to make people rich. Now,
Yes. Yes.
I definitely recommend term life insurance versus whole life insurance. Now, we have to dig into that because this is something really important. And I've been discussing about this with a lot of people. They are telling me, hey, Donald, how can you recommend term life insurance? I will be paying for, let's say, 20 years, then my money will be gone. I will say this:
Mhm.
when you take whole life insurance, you have made the commitment to remain average in your life.
Mm.
You have made the
Mhm.
commitment not to build strong, lasting wealth. Because
Mhm.
in your mind, you rely on what the insurance will pay to your dependent to take care of them when you're no longer around. But when you
Mhm.
take term life insurance, what is the difference with whole life insurance? Term life insurance, you pay the same amount for a given period of time that you pick at the beginning. It can be 10
Mhm.
years, it can be 15 years, it can be 20 years, it can be 30 years. But whole life insurance, you will pay that amount for your entire life until you die.
Mhm.
But for term life, if you selected like 20 years, you will pay for 20 years. If you die within those 20 years, they will give the money to your dependent or beneficiaries. If you
Mhm.
survive, you lose the money. I put lose in bracket. Why?
Mhm.
How should you take your term life insurance? You should look at your youngest kids. Let's say my
Mhm.
younger kids is 1 year old, right? I say, okay, if everything goes well, I can take 20 years term life. That means by that time, my younger kids should be 20 years old, 21 years old. So by
Mhm.
that time, my younger kids should be out of the house if everything goes well. Out of the house,
Mhm.
working already, so no longer relying upon my income to live, right? So if I have that coverage for 20 years, I'm good. Because again, life insurance is to avoid premature death. When you still have young kids that you will leave your spouse with young kids, and maybe your spouse is not working, and all of that is a burden. But if I look
Mhm.
at my youngest kids, 1 year, I take 20 years term life. I know that by 21, if you're still in my house, that means you're a failure, right? And now,
Yes.
let's imagine that me, I decide to take uh, uh, 20 years term life insurance. For a
Mhm.
healthy person, if let's take an example, two-person, they are 30 years old. One take term life insurance, they are both of them are healthy. One take term life insurance for 1 million, 20 years.
Mhm.
That person can
Mhm.
pay $25 a year, a month, sorry.
Mhm.
The other person who takes whole life for 1 million, that other person can pay 300 to $400 a month.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
$25 a month versus $300 a month for whole life. $25 a month for term life is 300 a year versus 300 a month for whole life. And you will pay that your whole life. Let's say God blesses you with 40 more years. You will be paying
Mhm.
300 for 40 years. If God blesses you for 50 years, you will pay that for 50 years. On the other side, the person paying 300 a year is covered, and the person actually, by taking term life insurance, has committed to be self-insurance within 20 years.
Mhm.
That means if I take my 20 years, 1 million, I know that after 20 years, I should have a net worth of minimum 1 million to leave to my dependent.
Mhm.
So that means I will take all the actions that are necessary for me to be self-insured by the end of the term life. But people, they don't want to
Yeah.
take that commitment. They just want that as an inheritance. If God blesses me for 20 more years, and that in 20 more years I don't have anything to leave to my dependent, that means I mess up my life. Because a good
Yes.
steward should leave an inheritance for her children, right?
Mhm.
So that's why term life insurance is really important. And this is the catch. People are not disciplined. Lillian, they are not disciplined. So someone will prefer pay $300 a month for whole life because they have that peace. They are not able to pay 25 and invest the difference.
Yes,
That's
and
the
that was that's that's exactly where I wanted to add. But I'm glad you brought that up. Yes,
absolutely
because actually the goal of choosing term life insurance, I agree with you. I believe that as well. I prefer term life insurance. The goal of that is not just to cover, only to cover, is so that you can invest the difference, or
correct.
you can train yourself, or you can get the knowledge to invest the difference,
Correct.
so that after the 20 years or the 30 years, you already have enough knowledge, or your portfolio is already positive in a way that you don't even need the life insurance anymore.
Correct.
If
Correct.
you plan in a way that in 20 years
Hmm.
you have enough money in your account, or in your investment, or in your asset, to be able to cover whatever, however, what $1 million policy. So I think that's the thing we need to tell people when we explain the choice of the term insurance, life insurance.
Yeah, no,
Yes,
absolutely.
sorry.
Yeah, I see Cyril in the chat. Hi, Cyril. That's a good friend yeah, of myself as well. No,
Okay.
absolutely.
Hi, Syria.
People that don't have the discipline to invest the difference. So
Mhm,
they say, okay, I better take whole life. So I will pay my whole life. And when I die, they will give that 1 million to my dependents. But someone who
mhm,
is disciplined say, hey, you know what? I will invest the difference. And guess what? If I take my term life for 20 years, investing the
mhm,
difference, in 20 years, I will have that 1 million. So I no longer
mhm,
need to pay insurance monthly. I will have 1 million. So if I dies, my dependent, they will have the 1 million. So,
mhm.
guys, health life insurance is not an inheritance to leave to your family. Life insurance is to protect you against premature death so that you have enough time to build the
Right.
inheritance for your family. This is what life
Mhm.
insurance is. If you take too much life insurance, you become a target. People will wish you die because they will have money. But if they know that they will not get anything, they will love you more.
Yes, and even I know these are the things you tell your kids. I mean, you tell them until they reach a certain age, you have life insurance policies and stuff like that.
Mhm,
They won't even learn. They won't even like to strive in life, because
mhm.
they know, because I've talked with some wealthy kids. You
Yeah,
know, he
yeah,
doesn't want to push hard in school because he know the parents have
money.
assets, or have money, or most likely life insurances for them.
Mm, yeah.
You
No,
know,
absolutely.
so
Eh, And this is something that even when you get sick and then you recover, they say, hey, dad, so you recover? They are just waiting for you. And this is something big. Even in Europe, you will hear like like, you watch movies, like some fun
yes,
uh, event, like people, they fake their death because they wanted to catch the
yes,
entrance. They change countries, they change their
yes.
name. They want to. This is something big. Guys, don't take too much insurance. Take the right amount, 10 to 12 time your income, so that if you die, they receive exactly your income. So they better keep
Yeah.
you around because at least they have you and the income. But if they know that they will get much more income, you're in danger. And something also really importantly, then I would like you to mention is that stay at home mom. We usually
Oh
think that,
yes.
yes, stay at home mom, they are doing nothing, they don't need insurance. Oh, yes. Stay at home mom, they need insurance. They need life
Mhm,
insurance because working inside the house is also working. They save you a lot
mhm,
of money in daycare. They save you a lot
mhm.
of money in restaurant. If they are not there, you will go and eat outside. They save you a lot of money in the cleaning of the house, maintaining everything. And if they're no longer there, you will have to pay daycare and everything for the kids. This is where you
Yeah.
understand that they are really important. So if you're a
Important. Yeah.
stay-at-home mom, get 500,000 for them. because they have an important role in the whole family picture.
Yes, that's right. Thank you for pointing that out. Thank you. So now I have a scenario for you. Like someone sent me her situation, and then I'm gonna read what's going on in her life financially and what she came across, and then you will advise her. She will probably watch this. So my friend, let's just call her Grace.
Okay.
Grace has a term life insurance policy, and she got a few that she got a few years ago. It's simple, affordable, and give her peace of mind knowing that her kids are protected. She's a single mom. But recently, a financial representative or financial professional, as they are called, approached her with something called an Indexed Universal Life Insurance (IUL) policy. And he said it's better because it builds cash value, offers lifetime coverage, and can even act as a retirement account. So it's a combination of a saving account, of a life insurance policy, a retirement account as well. Now, Grace is confused and she asked me, should I switch? And then she said, am I missing out of something because I already have my piece, having my life insurance, my term life insurance set up. So should I move forward because it sounds appealing? So what will you tell her?
Absolutely. So, if you're a great swimmer and you go and play soccer, you will not be as great as when you swim, right? You have your
Mhm,
expertise. And I will tell people usually when you see a product that show you that the product is doing two, three, four things at the same time, they usually
mhm,
sucks at each of those things, right? You will get more money by taking your life insurance separately, invest separately, and do all of those things that they propose or suggest to you separately. This is why.
mhm,
First of all, I will recommend her don't move. Don't do anything. Keep your term life. That's the best decision you have taken. And just build your wealth so that by the end of your term life, you have enough money to live to your dependent. Now, let me explain those cash value, blah, 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 that people fall into. So, when they say universal index life is just like whole life, you will have to pay that, yeah, your whole life. But here they will invest that too in an index fund. And the index fund, the performance of the index fund will actually dictate the performance of your whole life insurance, of your index life insurance. So it's called
mhm,
index because it will follow an index in the stock market. So if it is
mhm,
up, it goes up. If it is down, it goes down, right? Honestly, me, I don't want to play with my life insurance. If I subscribe for 1 million, I want you to give 1 million to my people if I die. This is all I need, right? Now, if I want to invest, I will go invest elsewhere. Now, when they say you are building cash value, it just come back to what we were saying. If you pay your term life at $25, invest the 275 left, right? So that is also your cash value that you yourself you are paying. Let me tell you this. I have a good friend of mine. She's selling insurances. She's selling whole life insurance. She's selling term life insurance. And she told me she got a higher reward by selling whole life to people than term life.
mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
So why do you think is that? It's because they screw more people by selling them whole life than selling them term life. So they are encouraged to sell whole life to people, and also them because they want to make a bigger paycheck at the end of the day, they will sell you whole life. So that person coming to her is not looking at her well-being. The person is just working their commission. This is all they are looking for. So they don't care if that's the right product for her. They just want to get their commission. And now, guess what? You build the cash value. Guess what? They will tell you if you have financial trouble, you can even borrow that money. So
Yes, yes,
you
yes.
exact. So you build your money, and if you want your money, You borrow your own money. So they borrow you your money, and guess what? You pay interest on that. Isn't that stupid? So you build your own money, and if you need to access your money, they will borrow you your money with interest. And then you can take the money and do whatever and pay interest on your money. Just imagine me, I take my
You know
term
what?
life. Yep.
I'm thinking about something. I think I'm gonna bring in an index universal life, so that there's a debate on that. Because they might tell you a lot of stuff like you're not accurate in what you're saying because this, you know.
Mhm.
So anyway, it was just a thought that crossed my mind.
Whoever listen to this, ask them if they are honest. Ask them, where do you get the most of amount of your money, by selling term life or whole life or index? Ask them if they are transparent, and this is something you can Google. And why are
No,
they
yeah,
giving?
that's true. And I actually asked one of the someone who, I mean, I had many people approaching me about this, and
Mhm,
someone said that no, you don't actually lose money. You follow an index when the market is up,
mhm,
it goes up, but not to a certain extent.
mhm.
Especially if you're
They cap
tracking
it.
with the S&P. Yes,
Yeah.
they cap it exactly. When it
Mhm.
goes down, it doesn't go down to
All the way
certain.
down.
They
They also
also
cap it.
yes. So it sounds really secure, you
And let
know.
me tell
But
you this: when they cap it, what does it mean? Usually they cap around, so the higher range is usually around 10 to 12%. Lillian,
okay,
no one in the US work for free. So if someone
yeah,
sell you something, know that they are getting something. When they cap
yes,
10 to 12% on the higher range, last year the S&P 500 made 24% in a year.
4%.
So that
Yeah.
means they will give you 10% of that and get 14%,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
And now, if you
Mhm.
need money, they borrow you your money and you pay interest and you unplug that thing. Now, let me tell you this. If I am that girl, that lady, I pay my term insurance, taking the same example, I pay $25, and then I invest the 275 in a brokerage account, not in a retirement account. That brokerage account, if the market is 25 plus, I get the whole 25. The day I need money is my brokerage account. I just pull the money out. I don't
So
need
you
to
cannot
pay
pull the
interest.
money, yes, out
No,
of this account unless you have paid the premium or after certain. That's the
period.
cash reserve part. Mhm.
Exactly.
Yes. So
And and
and
even
then
when you
now,
pull, you borrow. So in that case, when you pull from your insurance, you borrow and you pay with interest. If I
mhm,
have my brokerage, I no longer borrow, right? I will just pull my money and pay tax like everyone. Pay tax on that,
yes,
and that's my money. And the investment part of the 275, this is what they are doing for you. And of
mhm,
course, because they work for you, you have to pay them. So people just need to be educated so that they can take only their term life and do the investment themselves. Obviously,
mhm,
if you want someone to do the investment, you have to pay the person. Even me,
yes,
if you want me to do your investment every time, you will have to pay me because I use my time, right?
mhm,
So you just have to educate yourself so that you just take your portion of term life and the rest you invest yourself. And because that's your money you invest in a brokerage, you can access it anytime without
mhm.
without penalties and without paying interest back on your own money.
And I was, as I was talking with her, and her whole situation is that most people who fall under this is because maybe they have a lot of debts. You know, their financial situation is not like the straight line, as if they'll just pay $25 in term life insurance and then invest the $275 for $300.
Hmm.
Most of them are just they get into that because they're scared. They say, at least if I die, that money will pay off my debts and take care of my kids. So what will you say to someone who is this desperate, because it's out of desperation that they have to get the those index universal life insurance to protect? And many people who are not knowledgeable or not educated that they actually invest themselves we'll just take that easy route
Yeah.
because it's easy to do.
Hmm. No, absolutely. That's a great point. And our role here is to draw their attention on that, right? So that they know. I think you have the choice. Coming back to her, they are scared. That's a great point. Me taking my term life insurance, if something were to happen to me, my dependent will be still covered, right? So that
Hmm.
means they will get the cash portion of
Yes.
the cash value. So if I take 1 million, for instance, they will still get the 1 million. Now, if
Hmm.
I'm in debt and I cannot invest the difference, at least I use the difference to pay off my debt, right? And I will get out of debt like faster because I will use that money to get out of debt. And let's say a situation happen and you need to borrow money. Okay, you will still go and borrow. You don't need to borrow in your life insurance. So, and again,
Yeah.
when you see a product that promise to you to do five, six things, know that it will suck at each of those things. Take one thing that if you want to invest, do investment only. Take a product that does investment only. If you want life
Only.
insurance, just take life insurance only.
Wow.
I will tell
Okay.
her, keep your term insurance. That's it. And work your part out.
Yes. Wow. This was incredible. We
Mm,
said we will stay within 1 hour today. So, and I think we covered most of what we had to say tonight about insurance, health insurance, car insurance, life insurance mostly. And then you extended to many other different ones. So if you just join, you can rewatch the live because he's mentioned a lot of stuff up front that are really helpful. So, Dr. Donald, thank you again. Do you have anything else to say before we shut down the live?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I have a case study that just came to my mind with someone I was talking
Okay.
recently. And I would say if you have kids that are 18 years older, remove them from your car insurance and uh, ask them to get their own car insurance, even if you plan to help them paying. Give them the money to pay. What actually happened is a lady. She had a 19 years old. The guy was
Mm-hmm.
driving uh, his car, and he got involved in a car accident, and he actually killed someone in that car accident. He killed another kid, someone else's kids, and him too was in a bad shape, but he didn't die. After surgery, he was kind of, yes, trying to recover. And guess what? The
Mm-hmm.
insurance was coming after the mom to take all her asset. We are talking about
Yes.
someone who died during the incident. So the
Mm-hmm.
court they will take every single thing she had. And because she didn't have umbrella insurance, they come after her. So if you have kids that are 18 years, let them get their own car insurance. When something like this happen, they will look at the kids has nothing, they will not come after them, right? They will try to
Mm-hmm.
solve it in another way. That's why we are saying insurance is defense. You can build
Yes.
your net worth, you have 1 million, 2 million net worth, and you lose it just in one day
Mm-hmm.
because of any incident that happened to you. So if you are
Wow.
serious about building wealth in this country, you should be serious about getting the right insurance and having the right coverage. If she had like umbrella insurance, at least it will cover
Mm-hmm.
some stuff. They took her house,
Yes.
and she was grieving her kids becoming almost disabled because he had brain
Wow.
surgery, he had a lot of like bones, everything. He was in a really bad shape, and
Oh
now
wow.
you will lose everything, the house, a lot of stuff. So guys,
Wow.
make sure you
Wow.
have the right coverage. If you have older kids, let them in their own insurance so that you can be protected.
Woo. Thank you. That was a good one. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for staying up to now. Thank you. We really appreciate your presence for those who are still there and those who follow along. So, if this open your eyes on the importance of faithfully protecting what God has entrusted you with, your family, your assets, then you're already on the right track and doing a good thing. So thank you, my dear friend. Thank you, Dr. Donna, for sharing your wisdom on health insurance, car insurance, and life insurance. And thank you for your unfailing support. You know, I always say that. Thank you so much. So as we wrap up, remember that the prudent is the one who see danger and take shelter. And the one who closes his eyes will pay the penalty of his negligence. So, as I said at the beginning, go and get the scorecard in my description box, in the description box of this video, and take the survey. It helps you know where you are financially and if your money align with your faith. And also, it gives you the opportunity to schedule an appointment with me or with Dr. Donald because we are here to educate, to coach you, take smart decision about your money. Or if you just need another perspective about your finances, we are just a phone call away. Just let me know and I'll hook you up with Dr. Donald or both of us at the same time to give you some insight about your money. And I promise you, we are always 100% result guarantee. So thank you again for sticking around. If you have questions, if you need us, if you want us to, I mean, we are open for ideas. If you're really in need of a new topic, I don't know, is it about investing? We really want to solve your problem. We don't want to keep coming with our own ideas or what we think you guys will like or you guys want or what you guys are struggling with. So let us know in the comment section or text me and then tell me, hey, I want you guys to talk about this on your next episode. We will gladly push everything we had in our plan to do that topic. So thank you again for joining and then stay wise, stay faithful, and stay committed to your plan and your vision. God bless you. We will see you in the next episode. Dr. Donna, see you next time.
Bye. See you.
Bye.